Hey guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Karen and this is the Yoder Homestead. I just wanted to show you guys around some of the areas that we're thinking about utilizing the water flow on our new property. And so I just wanted to kind of explain what our vision is, and if you guys at all have worked with water or anything like that, we're always up for just ideas and how to utilize everything the best. But behind our house, there is a spring that runs down the hill and it's piped into this basin. And we are trying to figure out if we want to sit a tank back here and pump the water forward to the garden. So I'll show you guys how far away from the garden it is. And it kind of wraps around our fenced in pasture area. So the pipeline would kind of run along the fence line. And so there's a lot of water coming from the pond overflow and just out of the springs from the hillside up further on the property. So we are thinking of ways to best utilize this water flow to get it up to where the garden area is. And I also want to use it to irrigate my flower beds, because I want to plant a lot of flowers and this would be really ideal to have drip irrigation set on. But what I need is it to be set on a timer so that it goes off for a certain amount of time every day or however I want to schedule it. Back here is where most of our water is that we're going to be using. We don't want to pull from our well because this is spring water. It has a lot of minerals and just all kinds of good stuff in it. And I'm actually going to do a test on the water once we move there just to see what all is in it. But it is always clear. It never has a smell. And it's just running nonstop all the time. So we wanted to utilize this the best that we could. And so we're probably going to run a line here along the fence line and get it out to the garden area and use drip tape or drip irrigation tubing of some sort to do the garden. I'm not sure if this is going to be our permanent solution, if we're going to just pipe it up to the garden so that I have it for this year and kind of figure out what the best way would be to use the water, what kind of piping systems we need, and just different stuff like that. Like I said, this is the garden area and this is where I need my water to be run out in the beginning. I mean, I'm not opposed to using a hose and just running a hose back there and using a pump to do it that way this year. But we want to use that water the best that we can. And also I wanted to explain what I'm going to be doing with the garden next. So what I want to do is called a lasagna method, which one of you guys actually shared with me. And I did some research on it. So we're going to till the garden a little bit more. I'm going to leave all the grass clumps in there. And I'm going to cover it with cardboard and water it, let it get wet, and then cover it with compost. And then as through April and into May, it'll break down. And then I'm just going to cut holes where I need to plant different plants this year. And as it breaks down, it's going to break the grass down and add all of that nutrition back into that soil. We thought about scraping the grass off, but that takes all of that good topsoil out of there. And I don't want to do that. And so we just decided with all the boxes and stuff that we're going to have from moving, we are just going to lay cardboard on top of the garden, water it, cover it with compost, and let it break down. And then I'm just going to make my little spaces how I want to, use wood chips then to make my pathways and such, and go from there and see how it works. I'm kind of curious. I'm really excited to see how it works and how quick it actually breaks down. So I'm really excited for that. So now back here in this area is where I want to do my perennial garden area. So I want to have all my herbs, strawberries, rhubarb, different things like that is where I want to have it back in its own space, and just know that is where my perennials are going to live, and kind of cut out more of the grass. You can kind of see those little buildings, or that little building with the moon shape in the front to the left. So from there, forward, I don't know how many feet. I kind of really have to just study the area and see how I want to cut it out. But I'm going to cut all the grass out in this area And then that little shed on the bottom side of that gets a lot of sun, stays really warm. I would like to incorporate my strawberry beds to go around that little shed, and then maybe something that enjoys more shade on the top side of the shed. And then use the raised beds in some sort of way as well. I'm not sure if they're going to stay right in that position. They are kind of a beast to move if you end up not liking where they are. I'll just see how I like the space after a year, and if we need to move them just for more space or utilizing better, then we'll do that. But that is where my perennial garden is going to sit, and I'm really excited. Can't wait for that. And then over around the house are all these flower beds that I want to run drip irrigation to. So they swing all the way around the house, and I want to use that water, which I showed you in the beginning, to set up a drip irrigation system. Just using water the best that I can so I don't have to hand water everything, because I would like to plant a lot of things this year, and in the fall I want to do bulbs and just a bunch of different things. So I really wanted to make sure that I have access to water and have it be on drip so that I don't have to worry about watering everything by hand, because it takes a lot of time. And if I can have that system, that would be awesome, because it just eliminates me spending all that time on watering when I can spend it elsewhere. And there's a flower bed in the middle. So that is kind of our idea with water. Like I said, we're just kind of going through some different ideas on how to get the water to the garden. We still have like a month before we need to get that water out there, but we also want to get it done and make sure it works, so that if we do have to work on it a little bit, we can do that before we actually bury it and then have it turned on for the rest of the season. I'm just really excited for this garden season, and I just want to show you guys kind of what I'm envisioning for this water system here at our new property. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you have an amazing day, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.